Hey, you want it? I got it. Let's talk about it. All right, coming to you raw and uncut. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the page. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and please leave a comment. All right, let's talk about it. Monday Night Raw. I've been watching wrestling for a long time. And this Monday Night Raw, blue chunks. I mean, it was not good at all. I understand what's going on. I mean, for the last few weeks and all the PLEs, pay per views, however you want to call them, um, just hasn't been up to par. I mean, it's just not been good. It's not been good content. It's not been good wrestling. It's not been good storytelling and stuff like that. And the matches are so horrible. You know, you might get a few good matches, with John Cena, maybe a Seth Rollins. I mean, with Seth Rollins sometimes. CM Punk, yes, great and stuff. Roman Reigns, when in the world is he coming back? I mean, he was one of the big points and a good draw, for a lot of people. And then the way The Rock did things, with Cody Rhodes and with John Cena heel turn and everything. It's just been crazy, But I'm not gonna shut the door on him yet. But something's got to get done. Something has to change because this has been very bad content, very bad storytelling. Triple H does not know what he's doing. I mean, I really can't say I'm not a writer. I am not the COO of anybody's company or anything like that. But knowing when Vince was running things, I mean, the WWE was was on point. You used to hear them talking about every time it was a sellout, record here, record there, record audience here, and stuff. But man, starting with from the beginning of this year, I mean, it's been bad. It's been horrible and stuff. For the last 7 months of this year, out of a 5 rating, WWE gets a 2. Maybe a 2 plus, But anyway, Monday Night Raw. Okay. It was crazy. I mean, it opened up with Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman. Okay. And now you have Braun Breaker opening up with a promo, talking about how he feels about Sami Zayn, and he hates Sami Zayn, and and everything, and he don't like Sami Zayn. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I mean, saying that he's going to destroy Sami Zayn is nothing. It hasn't been nothing. Doesn't work out. Doesn't do anything, and stuff like that. And we all know that that's not true because Sami Zayn he's a very good wrestler. He's very good. Now, I mean, he's not at his point where he was, so more or less he's just like a mid-card person, and I think they kind of use him as a mid-card jobber now and stuff like that. But Sami Zayn, I mean, he's coming down to his, last leg as far as his career in the ring. But anyway, then it goes back to Bronson Reed, and he's trying to call out, Jey Uso and everything, and that he's going to tsunami him, and make him respect him and stuff like that. Just like when he was saying that, just a few months ago that he tsunamied 6 times Seth Rollins and stuff like that, and that's why Seth Rollins respects him now and called him to join his faction and everything, which was, I mean, Lord, I don't get it. I'm still trying to figure this out with Seth Rollins and these two guys because Braun Breaker saying that he is the future of wrestling when Seth Rollins was just saying that a few months ago about he was the future of wrestling. So which is it going to be? Braun Breaker, I mean, he's a good wrestler. Sometimes he's a little sloppy and stuff like that, but I don't think he's the future of, wrestling and stuff. But with this faction, man, it's just crazy. And then Paul Heyman says that Roman Reigns doesn't have the balls to come and stop Seth Rollins from doing what Seth Rollins is doing. So by making that little plug right there, Roman Reigns is on his way back. When it could be at, Saturday Night Main Event, I think that might be the only time that it could happen, and it would be great. You know, but something's got to happen. Something's got to pick this up, because, Lord. Okay, moving on from that, and so we have Kairi Sane versus Roxanne Perez. This match was probably one of the sloppiest matches I've seen between the two ladies in a match. They did not carry each other well in this match, and I was so afraid somebody's going to actually get real hurt, because some of them spots, man, it was like there were two beginners, in the match. It was crazy. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. But then anyway, Kairi Sane gets the win, and Raquel comes in and starts beating up on Kairi Sane. Then Roxanne joins Kairi Sane to help, beat her up and everything. And then out comes Asuka. And Asuka comes out to save the day. For a minute there, it looked like Asuka was going to be in trouble and stuff, but they stood tall, and now they are officially back again as the Kabuki Warriors. Okay, so that means they're going to be in the Fatal 4-Way for the women's tag team title at Evolution. That's going to be cool. I'll be putting out a prediction video on that probably later on this week and stuff. So, and then after that, we have Scarlet Flair. Not Scarlet Flair. What am I talking about? Scarlet. Karrion Kross's girl. Okay, like I said, raw and uncut. So there will be some mistakes. But anyway, I didn't get that one. She's just there. And then she says, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then we got Nikki Bella, saying that, giving her background, what she's done. Her and Liv, got off on the wrong foot and everything. All she wanted to do was just, give the props to the women, in the back as far as, the women wrestlers and stuff. So now she says that she's coming in with the vengeance, and she has to prove herself, and hopefully that she can win the Women's Royal Rumble at Evolution. So she has announced herself being a part of Evolution in the Royal Rumble. And then we have Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. I don't know why Sami Zayn has ribs all wrapped up and everything, but, that's a telltale that something's wrong. So why you come in the ring already showing that you're injured and stuff, and expect not to get injured again, or anybody going in after that, after the injury and stuff. But this match was crazy. Braun Breaker, Sammy got a couple of good ones in, but Braun Breaker took it to the end, spared him 3 times, and it was a done deal for Sami Zayn. But if it wasn't for Karrion Kross jumping Sami Zayn at the beginning of the match, I believe Sammy might have given Braun Breaker a good run for his money, but he got beat up by a pipe again with Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross attacked him, beat him up with a pipe, hit the ribs and everything like that, and Braun Breaker just took advantage of it during the match and everything. And then Braun Breaker in the back saying that, he doesn't feel that the people will give him respect because what Karrion Kross did as far as, attacking Sami Zayn, and then, Sami Zayn not at 100%. Of course, he wasn't at 100% when the match started and stuff, or before he got jumped by Karrion Kross. But anyway, now Sami Zayn, as they say, is out indefinitely. That's crazy. I don't get it. I don't. Okay, so anyway, after that, then we have Becky Lynch coming out to do a promo. Now she's getting ready to start talking about, how Bailey and Lyra pinned each other and stuff like that, and what gives them the right to have another shot at, the title, the U.S. title. I'm sorry, the Intercontinental title and everything. But then here comes Bailey, and Bailey comes out, and then just before Bailey could even say or do anything, get halfway down the ramp, Lyra Valkyria comes out. And she bumped past Bailey into the ring, and here these three ladies in here just squaggling, squaggling, squaggling. It meant nothing. I mean, they were saying nothing, or it was just the same thing over and over and over. Now they just brought Bailey in because she just got back in from injury and stuff, and so the segment was so boring and so long and stuff. I mean, it was crazy. I can't. Whew, Lord have mercy. I don't know. Yeah, the writing and the booking for this is just crazy. Now, I'm sorry to laugh because I have to laugh because it's man. But anyway, we have Jey Uso and Bronson Reed. I knew Jey Uso was going to give kind of a good match and stuff, but it didn't just take long. Bronson Reed wasn't going out to try to win the match. He was actually going out to try an all assault on Jey Uso. He clucks him with a chair. And, Lord have mercy. It was crazy. And so Jey Uso wins because of disqualification, but Bronson Reed grabs Jey Uso and he just squashes him. I think he hit him with a couple of tsunamis, and just left him laying. Why? I don't understand it. I'm just trying to figure out where does this tie in? Where's the storyline on this? It just none of this is making any sense. And if it making any sense to you, please comment. Let me know. And subscribe, like, share. Leave me a comment. Because, man, I don't know. I mean, this is the first time that I've been actually fired up, and upset because the shows are getting bad. They're just getting bad. It's just not making any sense at all, period. And as this match is going, poor Jay. Hopefully he's okay. They didn't say anything, terribly was bad like they did about Sami Zayn. But anyway, and then you have the LA Knight film package promo that came out about him and Seth. And, they'll be going at each other at Saturday Night Main Event. And then they did a promo with Io Sky. It was a film promo and stuff with Io Sky and, Rhea Ripley. And these two have been battling since the beginning of the year or beyond that, trading back and forth the world title. It's crazy. See, it doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, it's the same people, the same matches, the same PLEs, the same Raws, and the same SmackDowns. I mean, nothing has changed. It's just intertwined a little bit, but nothing's coming out. Nobody knew was coming out or anything like that. And it's just crazy. And then the Creed boys, Julius Creed almost gave up. Well, everybody knows that Chad Gable is El Grande Americano, but it was funny how they tried to do that little skit there and stuff with Julius saying that, almost saying who the real identity of El Grande Americano is and stuff. And, so, but with that and everything, Ivory is going to be into the Women's Royal Rumble at Evolution. So there you go, you have that. And then you have El Grande Americano, which everybody knows is Ludwig Kaiser. We all know that, against Dragon Lee, a meaningless match and everything. The same thing. It was kind of funny that the fact how Lulu Kaiser was trying to copycat, um, Chad Gable as El Grande Americano. So that was kind of fun. That was a little bit. It was kind of funny and stuff like that. And he cheated just like the normal El Grande would and stuff like that. Put a little something in his head, and then he spears Dragon Lee hard in the chest, and it's over 1, 2, 3 and stuff. And then Paul Heyman, and Penta and Braun Breaker, they're talking, and the symbol that Penta gives him, and then he just walks away. And then Gunther comes out on his promo and stuff, calling out Goldberg, saying that Goldberg wasn't there and stuff. But then you hear this with the car tires spinning and stuff, and Goldberg handled that SS pretty good and stuff. And then came in, got up in Gunther's face and stuff like that. So that's going to probably be a good match too, for the few matches that they do have for Saturday Night Main Event and stuff. That's going to be one of the ones I still think that Gunther's going to get tired. Not Gunther, but Goldberg will be tired within 5 minutes, and Gunther will destroy him after that. But I hope Gunther. Well, we know Gunther's not. I'm not Gunther, but Goldberg. We know Goldberg's not going to win. Hopefully, he stays in the match long enough to actually make it a good match and stuff. And I think that he will. And then the New Day, they're out here. The New Day, they are a trip. They're dressed in black, mourning the loss of their titles and stuff. That was crazy. But anyway, the New Day are a trip. But hopefully they'll get their rematch and everything, because that's what they were there asking for, a rematch. And then, the War Raiders was saying that they didn't get a rematch when they lost the titles to the New Day. But that's not true, because they fought a couple of times, for the titles. It might not have been straight up, but hell, it was like either a triple threat or a fatal four-way and stuff for the titles. So they did kind of get, their shot back at tag team titles and stuff like that. But anyway, moving on to Penta and Seth Rollins. This is probably this was a good match, actually. It was a good match. It was okay and stuff. Seth Rollins, wins. He gives Penta the stomp, and he puts him down 1, 2, 3. He calls out his boys. They come gingerly walking out the ramp, even though he said come out immediately, as according to Paul Heyman was telling them to come out fast and stuff. But anyway, by that time, LA Knight came out, and BFT, blunt force trauma to Seth Rollins, and takes off. So, and that's the end of the recap for Raw on SmackDown, which really sucked. But anyway, thank you for listening. God bless you. Deuces. Have a great night, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Deuces.